All right, everybody. It is 2:30 and we are recording, and welcome to our special edition of Topical Tuesday on a Thursday. Thank you so much for joining us as we kick off our pilot with Book Creator. There is a surprise in store for us. We are going to be making history. I do not know what that is all about. I am sure Jon will be sharing that with us. But if you would please turn your cameras on, at least for the beginning, I would really appreciate that, so we can see what this history is about. If you have not signed in, please do so. And just a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure your microphone is muted when you aren't speaking. And if you have questions, throw them into the Q&A feature. And with that, I am going to stop presenting. And I'm going to turn it over to Jon from Book Creator.
All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Woo, look at all those faces and bubbles popping up. I like it. All right. So again, for those of you that are not on video, this is your last chance. All right. Because we are going to make history, and you do not want to miss out on this. I promise. All right. Peer pressure is a good thing here. All right. So here it is. About 5 years ago, Ellen DeGeneres took a group selfie at the Academy Awards. Anybody remember that? Hands up if you remember that, or head nods. Yeah, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. All right, I was so angry that she did that. 1, because I hate selfies. 2, I hate people who take selfies. 3, I don't like pictures of myself from any angle whatsoever, right? But she got 2 million retweets of that selfie in a matter of minutes, and I was fascinated and horrified all at the same time. So from that day, it has been my life's mission to beat Ellen DeGeneres. So every webinar, every training, conference, keynote, booth, grocery store person, whatever, doesn't matter. Everything I've done for the last 5 years has involved a group selfie, and today is going to be no different. All right, so gather around your screens, get your smiles on. If you have a mask on, smile with your face or your eyes, right? Let's get that going. All right, and we're going to take a group selfie, and we are going to try to beat Ellen at her own game. All right, so I'll give you 10 seconds here to get everybody else that wants their videos turned on. Let's get them turned on here. I do like this about the Google Hangout, right? You get all these really cool, we look like a giant puzzle. All right, I like it. All right, so here we go. All right, we're gonna get our picture in there. We'll get myself and the cow in the background too. There we go. You ready? All right, ready? Oh, now let's go with the people. 1, 2, 3. All right, awesome. So I will tweet that out in a little bit in my efforts to beat Ellen DeGeneres. Now, it has been 5 years. She has had 4.5 million retweets of that selfie, and I am right there. And I think today's the day that we're going to do this, because you all look like a bunch of tweeters, all right? So I think we're going to get this done. Now, some of you look a little skeptical. I don't know, but I think this is it. This is the day it's going to happen, because you are selfie number 22,645 in the last 5 years. And if you do the math, I've done 7 retweets. I think today's the day. All right, now I really see the skeptical faces now. Now, we're not going to beat Ellen. But you know what's going to happen? One of 2 things. She's either going to invite me on the show, or she's going to send me a cease and desist order. And I honestly don't care which one, because they both mean that we made it. All right, so that's my spiel. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we are going to go ahead and get into the Book Creator goodness today. All right, now you all, from my understanding from our conversation with Lisa the other day, and based on the stats in your district, you are all crushing it with Book Creator, and you're very, very familiar with Book Creator. So we're not going to spend a huge amount of time going over all of the nitty-gritty of Book Creator, but I'm going to show you a couple things that will help you, and you can share that out with the teachers you work with, and I'm going to show you some really cool new activities that we got. So Deborah, I did see that. My Twitter handle is @theiPodTeacher, so I'm old school, all right, the iPod Teacher. All right, so, and I'm actually going to show that here on the screen here real quick. So just real quick introduction. My name is Jon Smith. I am the iPod Teacher on Twitter, and I'm also Jon Smith at bookcreator.com. So if you have questions after today, feel free to reach out to me at either place, and I'm always happy to chat about Book Creator. I taught special ed for 12 years. I was a technology integration specialist after that for 7 years. And now I am a teacher success manager here at Book Creators. So there's actually two of us. I get half the world, Catherine gets the other half of the world, and your school district just happens to fall in my half. So I'm super, super excited about that. I'm married. I've got 3 kids, 10, 7, and 4. And I love golf. Any golfers out there? See any hands up, any golfers? I mean, you live in Florida and we only have 1 golfer? Okay, we got 1 golfer. And I love clean cars. So I'm actually a certified auto detailer on the side. And here in Ohio, we just got out of salt season. So I'm really looking forward to seeing cars that are not just some awful shade of gross, right? So this is gonna be a really good time of year. Let's see what else. That's it. So like I said, we're gonna jump into today's thing about Book Creator. And I'm really excited that your district has decided to do this pilot opportunity with us. So for those of you that are familiar with Book Creator, or maybe I should say aren't, we'll kind of do both at the same time. If you go to app.bookcreator.com, this is our sign-in page. Now, there are 2 different sign-ins here, and there is a student sign-in and there is a teacher sign-in. So you want to make sure that you actually click the teacher button, all right, and then sign in with your Google account. It's going to automatically recognize your email, and then you will be upgraded to the full version. And Lisa, I honestly can't remember if you have to upload those emails, or maybe you already did that.
I have already uploaded those emails. They should have gotten their welcome email, and they should be all good to go.
Perfect. So once you answer those questions and you get into your actual library, I don't really care about the library right now. I want to click on 3 lines at the top left, and at the top left, it will take you to the teacher dashboard. Now this is where things get really exciting, because most of you, I'm assuming, were on the free plan, right? Or maybe you paid for it on your own, but you're on the free plan. And what the free plan did was it allowed you to make 40 books in 1 library. Now that you are upgraded, you will have up to 1,000 books, unlimited libraries. So you can make a library for everything, right? You can make a library for individual classes, you can make it for projects, you can make it for individual students if you really wanted to. So there are a lot of possibilities with these unlimited libraries. Now, the other thing that I wanted to kind of just share here real quick, and again, this is, I think, good for both newbies and people who are very familiar with Book Creator, is this Discover tab. And the Discover tab in the teacher dashboard is awesome because there are sample books in here on just about everything. We have books here at the top by our Book Creator ambassadors. We have books here by grade level. And again, books written by students and teachers on various grade levels. Just click the button for the grade level and you'll get to see all of those awesome books. More books by our ambassadors. And I'm not kidding when I say that there are books here for just about everything. So differentiation, formative assessment, how to use it at the high school, social emotional learning, digital citizenship, and about 10 or 15 more books there on various topics. And then one of the things that I noticed as a tech integration person is that a lot of times, you show a tool to teachers and they're like, yeah, that's pretty cool, but I don't know how I'm going to use that in math, or I don't know how I'm going to use that in science or PE or whatever. And so down here at the bottom, we do have these sample libraries on every topic area that you can imagine, every content area, I should say. So definitely some great ideas in here. So as you're working with teachers in different content areas, I would highly recommend taking a look at this because there are lots of stuff in there that teachers can do. Now, my favorite part though here is this Learn tab. And at the top, the Learn tab, when I click on it, there are step-by-step directions and support articles for every aspect of Book Creator. So if you get confused, or if you have a teacher who doesn't understand what they're doing, these support articles will definitely help you. All right, so I definitely want you to take a look at those. But underneath, this is what I really wanted to show you here, and that is our Book Creator Certified Authors course. When you click this blue button that says View the Course, a new tab will appear at the top that now says Certification. And what you get are 14 videos that take you on that deep dive of all of Book Creator's features, and then a quiz. Watch the videos, pass the quiz, and then you become a Book Creator certified author. And you get this cool certification badge, and you get to put it in your email, put it out on social media, totally up to you. But more importantly, you will have a real deep understanding of Book Creator. So if you're a newbie, check it out. You'll learn everything about Book Creator. If you're a seasoned pro, watch it anyway, because I guarantee there's gonna be some tips and tricks inside there that you don't know about just yet. All right, so I really want you to check that out. Now, if you haven't figured out, because of my selfie challenge, I love competitions, all right? And I love challenges. And so here's my next challenge. I have a school, Kansas City Public Schools, who I know is smaller than your district, all right? They had 300 teachers complete the Book Creator certification program in the first month that it became available. And they are not my school, you are my school, and I wanna beat them. I wanna knock them off the leaderboard, all right, so that we can take over. So can we get 300 teachers to become Book Creator certified authors by the end of the school year? That's a challenge, and I think that we probably can. All right, so let's see if we can knock off Kansas City Public Schools. Okay, now that we're done with that, in our remaining time, I just wanted to share a couple of really cool new things, all right, that maybe not necessarily new things, but some cool ideas for you and for your teachers as we get through the end of the school year, all right? And so I'm gonna put this link into the chat window, and you can take a look at this link, copy it, put it in your browser for right now, because everything I'm gonna show you here is inside that link eventually, all right? And this is basically just my little blog post that I did the other day about end of year projects with Book Creator. It's the end of the school year, we're getting there, and teachers they've had enough, right? They've had enough webinars, they've had enough stress, they've had enough everything. They were ready for summer to begin. And so whether we like it or not, there are times when teachers are just kind of like, I don't know what to do with the kids. I just want them to be quiet. I just want them to get out of my hair. I don't want them to, I don't want to cause any issues. So, and I see some head nods, right? So this blog post is talking all about these end of year projects. And in the blog post, we do have links, magical links that help you download these books into your library or into the teachers' libraries of the teachers that you work with. So the first one here, this is our big Book Creator activity book, all right? And this is kind of, this one has been around for a while. This was probably the oldest activity book that we've created. Sorry about my internet here. But this book itself is filled with awesome little activities that your students can do. So basically we're taking Book Creator and turning it into a interactive digital kind of workbook, all right, in this sense. So I love this first one. Take a photo of something that you find beautiful and explain why, all right? So some higher level thinking there, some critical thinking. Why do we think something is beautiful? And I love getting these back because people take pictures of pets, they take pictures of moms and grandmothers and flowers and all kinds of cool stuff. And this is really cool to see. So I love this whole collection. And I'm not gonna go through all 64 pages in here, but there are all kinds of activities from anagrams. This Instruments of the Orchestra one is kind of cool because you just click on the picture and it makes sounds when you click on different instruments. Lots of different things here that you and your students can do to kind of keep busy. And in my blog post, I mentioned how this reminds me of going on like a summer vacation with my parents and stopping at a gas station and getting one of those little activity books to kind of keep myself busy and keep the time going. So I love this activity book, and I think you and your teacher can like it too. Now, the only tricky piece, I guess, and it's not really that tricky, but how do I get my kids to make a copy of this book, all right? Or how do I get them to actually be able to edit the book? So once the teacher puts this into their library, or once you put it into your library, you're gonna invite the students to join your library. And when they do that, underneath the book, there is a book icon. The student will click the book icon, the student will copy book, and the student will click then your library or the teacher's library. All right, and so when I scroll down, Palm Beach. I click there because that's where my teacher's library is. And now it makes an exact copy of that book that the student can edit, but it doesn't mess up the original. And only the student who copied it can edit it. All right, so I can't edit somebody else's copy. I can only edit the copy I created as a kid. All right, so that's one. All right, the Big Book Creator Activity Book. Now, the next thing that I think is hugely important right now, it's big, I don't know if that's a buzzword, but it's something that everybody's thinking about, and that is SEL. All right, so kids and teachers are messed up, all right, and we are trying to find ways to get back into school, be less stressed, whatever. And so we have created 2 really awesome SEL workbooks. All right, so this first one is geared more towards the younger students, and it's an all about me journal. So there's things in here where introduce yourself, how are you feeling, what words describe you, who supports you, some bucket activity things in here, a timeline of what makes you angry. I think this is really awesome, not just because it's the end of the year, not just because SEL is a hot button topic. I think these activities can be used all throughout the year in any subject, any grade, and I think these are awesome for the kids to kind of sit back and reflect on. Personally, I sat down and I did this myself, and it was kind of fun to kind of go through there and think about things, even as an adult. Then we also have one, a Wellbeing Journal, and this one is geared more towards the older students. So it's the design is a little more, a little less playful, right? It's a little more, I don't even know what the word is I'm looking for. I'm drawing a blank here. A little more professional kind of looking, right? And if you look at these pages, again, lots of really cool things. What words describe you? Name the people who support you. What are you thankful for? And again, really neat pages here, really well-designed pages. All right, now that's the older student wellness book. And again, in the blog post, you can click on the link and you can download all of these books right into your own library. I did want to show you one other really cool kind of trick. Somebody asked this in a webinar the other day, and I had never really thought about it, but they loved some of the activities in the Big Book Creator Activity Book, and then they loved some of the activities in the Wellness book, and some of the activities in the All About Me book. So what do we do? All right, and so watch this cool little trick. If I click New Book, and then add a book cover. All right, now I'm gonna choose landscape because I like how much real estate I have to play with. I'm gonna choose landscape comic, and I'm gonna get out of the book. I'm gonna go back to the other books. So maybe I like something in this Big Book Creator Activity book. So I'm gonna go inside there. I'm gonna click Pages, all right, and I'm gonna look at the Pages view of the book. So I'm gonna look at this bird's eye view of all the pages. And I'm gonna click this button here that says Select. All right, I love the beautiful picture page. I love the scavenger hunt. I love, I like the instrument one, that's cool too. I'm just gonna go through, I'm gonna pick the pages that I really, really like. All right, so there we go. After I click all the pages that I like, I'm gonna click this button here that says Copy To. Now watch this. I'm gonna go to my Palm Beach library. There it is. I'm gonna click on it. And then I'm gonna click the blank book, and guess what it does? When I click Copy Pages, it will take all of those pages and dump them into that blank book. Now you could do this with students too. So if you had students create their own books and you wanted to dump a graphic organizer in there, you could do that. You could take your graphic organizer, copy it into all of their books. But then I'm gonna go back to my other books and I can do the same thing. So if I thought something in the About Me journal was really cool, I can go to the Pages view. Oh, sorry, again, my internet hates me this week. I'm gonna click on the introduction page, who supports me, bucket list, I love the timeline. I'm gonna copy to, and I'm gonna go back to my Palm Beach library again, and I'm gonna click that blank book and copy. And now, when I go back to that blank book, check this out. All of those pages that I copied are now inside this book. And when I go to Pages view, you can see those. And so now I'm mashing different workbooks together and to make something a little more personal for my students. And then if you're not aware of this, you can also click and drag and move the pages into any order that you want them to be in. All right, so I love this. I think it's a really cool idea. All right, so now you can take some of the cool stuff we've already made, kind of personalize it, make your own. And then the last kind of idea that I want to share with you that's also in that blog post is if you click the new book button, we do have this entire section here of templates. I think templates are really awesome. One, because it shows you the power of Book Creator. A lot of times, middle school, high school students might look at Book Creator and say, it's too simple, right? And I can't do what I want to do in it. But if you look at these templates, you can see how amazing Book Creator can be in its simplicity. All right, so I love all of these templates. So you definitely want to look at those. But my favorite one, and the one I want to talk about now for end of year kind of activities, is the yearbook. So we do have a yearbook template, and you can click through this template. Anything that's in here, you can change. You can delete the photos. You can delete the audio, re-add audio in there. And as you click through it, we have all these really cool, beautifully designed pages. And when you click the plus button, you can add even more. So we've got quote pages, glossary pages. My personal favorite, this is a yearbook, is the autograph page. So you can add an autograph page. And then when your students go into Book Creator, they can click the plus button, the pen tool, and then they can start autographing using their trackpad, using the pen tool. All right, now again, my internet is not happy with me, so I'm trying to do this with a slight lag here. All right, so there we go, Jon Smith. So I'm just using the pen tool. Here we go. That's good enough. All right, you get the point, but there is the pen tool and the autograph page, and I think you can have a lot of fun with this. Okay, so we've got 7 minutes left. I know we got a hard stop at 3, so I want to answer any questions that you may have about Book Creator while I'm here. Did you get, I know it was a short amount of time, but did you get some cool ideas? Maybe you got some ideas, some head nods, some thumbs up. Awesome. So if you want, you can put your comments into the chat window, and I'll try to get going here. Are the templates available for the students? The templates are available for the students, yes, Betty. Thank you for that question. Jakira, can you lock it so that, whoops, it moved. So they aren't writing over each other. So the answer with that one is you can lock elements of a book. All right, so if I click on my yearbook here and I 2-finger click on something, I can lock or unlock it. Now, what you can't do is pre-lock a page, but what you could do is allow the students to handwrite whatever they want all over the page, and then you can move it around, because once you've drawn something there as an image, or with the pen tool becomes an image, and you can resize it and move it around. Sally, can you play the yearbook as a slideshow? And the answer is yes. So when I click this play button at the top right, it puts Book Creator in read mode. There is a gear here at the top, and if you click the gear, you can say turn pages automatically, and you can turn on or off, like highlighting words, playing multimedia, that kind of stuff. And so you just click read to me, and it will read the text, and it will flip the pages. Now, if you don't want the text to be read because you just want to present it in front of people, I would just mute the computer so that they don't have to hear all the words being read. But yeah, you can certainly do that. And Debbie, yeah, use it as an exit slip. I love it. Well, all of our students have access to the program. So Thomas, good question. So your students will have access as long as the teachers have created libraries, and then the students join the libraries. We don't have student accounts in the traditional sense. We take privacy very seriously. So when the student clicks the sign-in page and they click student, it's going to immediately ask them for a teacher's code. So once they're in the teacher's library, then yeah, they can make books inside there. Is there a way to share the book with a password protection? So Jakira, good question. And I'm going to say no, yes, but I don't know if it really matters. All right, and so here's what I mean by this. So if I were to share this book, I'm going to click the share button, publish online. I give it a title. I give it a name, an author, and I click publish. That book is now available online to anybody that has this link. So it's not searchable on Google. Random people are not going to find it. But if you have the link, you can send it out. Now, here's why I say the password protection thing isn't always the greatest of the answers. All right, so let's say that I did password protect this, and I send it to Johnny's grandmother, and Johnny's grandmother puts in the password, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, this is great," and she shares it with all of the people at the hair salon, and then she gives them the password anyway, so it doesn't really matter, right? So the password doesn't matter at that point. So I always just say, be cautious of who you share it with, but when you share it with people, anybody can read it on any internet-connected device. You can also publish an entire library, and it can be password protected, but again, we get into the same kind of situation. I think that it's possible that people are gonna be able to share that. Sally, can you export to send to someone to play outside of Book Creator? Yeah, so when I do the publishing, that is really the best option. We do have another option to either download as an ebook. So if you have Apple Books or Book Creator, you can read a book, or you can print it out as a PDF. So if you want to send a PDF to somebody, you can do that. They just lose all the fun stuff, right? The videos and audio and that kind of thing. All right, and then finish the story and create an original with the prompt, and they can finish the story. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Love that idea, Emily. Yeah, very cool.
And we had a couple of questions in the Q&A feature. Does it have an autosave feature, or does the student / the media specialist need to remember to click save?
You don't trust your kids to click save? No, it saves automatically. So there's no way, there's no worries about that. And then is the premium access only for MSs or for all of the teachers in Palm Beach? So right now, the pilot is for all of the media specialists. Now, we talked about possibly doing it broader than that, but for right now, we're trying it with the media specialists.
But if I understand correctly, teachers or media specialists can invite teachers to their library, so you can collaborate that way.
Absolutely. So if you wanted to create a library, invite a regular teacher into that library so they can play around inside the library, invite their kids in there. Absolutely, you can certainly do that. Great question. And then is there any way to load it into Mac and Via? I'm not 100% sure what that is, Thomas, so I don't know.
So Mac and Via is an ebook platform that we use from one of our vendors. It's Mackin. I don't think so, but I could ask Mackin if there's a way to do that.
Yeah, good question. Because my guess is not, just because the only people that I know of that can read our EPUBs is Apple Books or Book Creator. Unless there's a way that you can upload the links into there, yeah, maybe not.
You can place links in Mac and Via, so that would be a way to upload it.
There you go. Very cool. Awesome. Well, I know we got about a minute left, or maybe 30 seconds before we have to hit the stop button. I just want to say real quick, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any point. Talk to Lisa. I'm always happy to jump on another webinar if you need any clarification or anything moving forward. But thanks for being here. Be safe out there. And Lisa's got another thing she wants to show you. But happy bookmaking.
Just a couple of things. Please keep tagging us on Twitter. We really want to see those things you're doing. Upper leadership is paying attention. When I sat in my meeting with Dr. Fenoy and Keith, they are noticing the things that you're doing. So please keep tweeting, keep tagging us, and tagging them. Points, if you want points, please register at eLearning. There's only one follow-up activity for all of our Topical Tuesday sessions this year, and you can get up to 20 points. And our next session will be Tuesday, and we will have updates from Teaching Books. So please plan to join us on Tuesday for those Teaching Books updates. And that is it. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this special Topical Tuesday on a Thursday.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.